All right, guys, welcome to Kitchen Daddy. This week, we're making an incredible crusted pork chop. We're gonna take the classic Sicilian flavor combination of capers and raisins, stick them together, boys. You get this wonderful sweet and sour flavor, absolutely knockout. We're also gonna throw in some bacon, some Parmesan, all good things. They're just gonna pimp up your pork chop. So come on, enough talking, let's get into it. Okay, to kick things off, let's get a small frying pan on a nice gentle heat. Now I've got some smoked bacon here. We're just gonna cut that into very fine lardons. Now let's get them in the pan. We're gonna cook them gently for about 10 minutes until all that fat's rendered out and they've got lovely and crispy. Now we need a handful of parsley, which we're gonna roughly chop. A handful of raisins. Capers, 1 clove of garlic, which we're just going to very finely chop, and a couple of handfuls of panko breadcrumbs. Okay, that bacon's looking great, so let's knock that off the heat. I want to let that cool down for a minute or so. Now, clearly, we could get rid of all that fat, but fat is flavor, so we're just going to pour that in over the breadcrumbs and all that lovely mixture. Now let's give that a good mix together. Next, we want to grate in about a handful of Parmesan. We need a tiny pinch of salt because, you know, we've got Parmesan, bacon, capers. They're all really salty, so just a tiny little pinch. We need a good whack of black pepper and a splash more olive oil. Now let's give that a really, really good mix together, and then we're going to pop that aside and let those flavors infuse. Okay, let's grab a new frying pan and get that on a nice high heat. Now I've got this beautiful, big, thick, bone-in pork chop here. That is going to be absolutely beautiful. The pan is nice and hot, so let's add a splash of olive oil and get the pork chop in there. Now guys, we're going to brown this all over for about 5 minutes. We need to add a little pinch of salt and some butter. That's going to help that browning come along. And what we're trying to do, guys, is just brown it, not cook it through, because we're going to finish that off in the oven. So we just want to have a really quick sear on all sides. Okay, the pork chop looks great, so let's get that onto a chopping board. I'm also going to pour off all of that fat as well. Now let's get a good dollop of Dijon mustard and spread that out all over the pork chop. Now we can add our beautiful breadcrumb mixture, so let's sprinkle that all over. And guys, if you're going to do this for 4 pork chops or so, do this in a roasting tray. But because I'm only making one, I'm just going to get that back into the frying pan. Now let's get that in the oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius. We're going to cook that for about 6 to 10 minutes, depending on how thick your pork chop is. Now the idea for this recipe came from this classic Sicilian pasta dish, which is sardines with capers, raisins, pine nuts, wild fennel. I had it out in Sicily and it is just mind-blowingly good, absolutely delicious. So I thought, you know what, we could probably work that with pork because pork and fennel is a great flavor pairing. So let's make a really simple salad to go with this. So I've already cooked off some green beans. We need to finely slice up some fennel. Now let's add some salt, pepper, splash of olive oil. I need the zest of half a lemon, a little splash of sherry vinegar, and the juice of half a lemon as well. Now let's give that a really good mix together, and then we can add some lovely peppery watercress. Here we go, guys. That is looking absolutely amazing. Oh, it smells incredible. So, oh, oh. If you've not tried the combination of raisins and capers yet, go to the shop, go and get some raisins and capers and give this a go, because that, I mean, it just completely transforms a pork chop. So I'm really happy with that. I hope you like it. Give us a thumbs up, get in the comments below. Can't wait to hear from you tomorrow morning. And I will see you next week with something unbelievably delicious. I'm going to enjoy the rest of that. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye. Hang on, mate. Don't go running off just yet. Come here a second. Now, if you want to be a weapon in the kitchen, I need you to hit that subscribe button just up there. Hit the bell as well. That way you never miss a video. And if you want something equally delicious to cook, check out this video down here as well. That is absolutely stunning. So come on, mate. Be a legend. Hit that subscribe button. Cheers.